We plan to make history here this evening.
All right, what's up, everybody? Week 13 of the NFL season is here. Me personally, coming off my worst week ever. It is what it is. They would call it winning instead of gambling if it was so easy.
Yeah.
But anyway, you came off a very good week.
Yeah, not bad. I was 11-5.
And your college was?
5-3.
So, I mean, that's not bad at all. That's a lot of games, and getting most of them right is pretty impressive. I don't know if it was the turkey, the thinking of the turkey that, but it was horrible. But anyway, with all the byes being over, we're done doing all the games. I mean, these videos are going way too hell long, and I know it's hard to sit through them. So we're going to talk about the ones we agree on. At the end of the, after what we're talking, as the credits roll out, we're just going to have how we pick them. You know, and just scroll it up, put some game music behind it or something like that for your enjoyment. But if you have any questions or whatever, just leave a comment down there and somebody will get to you. But we're just going to go on the ones we disagree on, talk about them a little bit, and make it short and simple and sweet. So the first one we got is Thursday. And go figure, we were agreeing, what, I think like 70% of the time we were agreeing all season, and now the last 2 weeks when we decided to maybe start doing this, we disagree on half of them.
Well, we disagreed a lot last week, and I did well, so I figured I was going to disagree again this week and see if it works.
But anyway, we're going to start off with the Thursday night game, Falcons at the Saints. The Falcons are at home, a 3.5-point favorite. Go ahead and give me the Falcons. Julio Jones looks like he's a little bit healthier. The Saints, you know, their defense has improved slightly, but I think as we saw with San Francisco last week, they still have many flaws, and I really think the Falcons are on a mission this year. Being back at home, trying to avenge a loss against the Saints earlier in the year, or well, earlier in the year, a couple weeks ago.
Right.
Give me the Falcons -3.5.
I was real close to taking Atlanta in this game, and the big reason was this is such a huge rivalry between these two teams. They're a lot alike, and there's a lot of hatred. You know, just coming out of that last game, that New Orleans won a lot of talking after the game. So from that aspect alone, I want to take Atlanta, but I still think New Orleans offensively can hang with any team. They can put points on the board. I like Atlanta to win this game. I'm going to put it at a 3-point game, so at 3.5, I'm taking New Orleans. But I could easily be nudged to go the other way. But I'm going to take New Orleans to cover.
I was the same way here, and one coming up here in a little bit. But Atlanta, put Rodgers as your starting running back.
Oh, I know. And
put that fat roly-poly in your goal line 1.5 yard slant.
I don't play for them.
you would be more successful. Just saying.
True.
Then next up, we have the Cardinals going up to New York to play the Jets. The Cardinals took an ass whooping from our St. Louis Lambs. I almost said Lambs.
Oh,
against our St. Louis Rams. You know, their new quarterback found it a little bit troubling, especially the Rams going into that game hadn't had a turnover in like 55 weeks. So they get 4 last week. Give me the Jets at home. They had a little bit of an ass pounding themselves last week. Yeah, I know it's about a lot of ass pounding this week, but look for them to rebound a little bit. You know, I don't care who's a quarterback. The Cardinals did not look good at all against us. Not that great Rams team. Not really that good either. Give me the Jets -4.5.
And I'm going to take Arizona, and here's why. The Jets are terrible.
Yeah,
they're not as bad as Philadelphia right now, but they're terrible. Does it sound like Charles Barkley? Terrible. Arizona, you know, you had the rookie quarterback, third-string quarterback. I would hope with another week he's going to be a little more prepared. If he can limit the interceptions, they would have, if not beat the Rams, they would have been right there with us. The 2 defensive touchdowns killed them. You do worry about that with the Jets. They do have a decent defense, but it's not great by any means. I'm going with Arizona here. You got Beanie Wells back. You got Howling. They've got some other playmakers that can take the pressure off the quarterback to not have to throw, what do you throw, 51 times? Or I don't even know how many times you threw the ball. But I like Arizona to cover here on the road.
Next up, we have, good Lord, see, now I don't know where to go. We have the Panthers going to the Chiefs. The Panthers last week got a good win against a bad Philly team. You know, even though the Philly team didn't play that bad, if you watch that game, the parts they fit in with, I think it was his name, Bryce or whatever, running back, had a really good game. Their quarterback didn't hurt him as bad as you would think. You know, just a couple mistakes right there at the end that really kind of cost him in that game. But go ahead and give me the Panthers on the road again as a 3-point favorite against the Chiefs. The Chiefs are horrible, period. He says the Jets are bad. the Chiefs are below the Jets.
It's possible. But the Chiefs have had some close games.
Yes.
You know, last week against Denver, 17-9. You had the
4
game
points
against
is close.
Baltimore, 9-6. You know, and when I look at, if you look at Carolina, they're not a bad team, but they're definitely not good. Is that last week you got Bryce Brown coming in, has a great game. What do you think Jamal Charles can do against that defense? If they can get that up to a Philadelphia team who really has no quarterback or passing threat. And for that reason, being that Kansas City's at home, I'm going to take Kansas City to cover +3 here.
That is the one guy I wouldn't be afraid of is Jamal Charles in that game. If they give him the ball, let him control the game, yeah, this could be a Chiefs even victory. But if Cam Newton holds on the ball, doesn't make any mistakes, I really think they can steamroll over the Chiefs too. And the Chiefs, I don't know. They're about as good a shape as a bunch of teams like the Cardinals. There's like a whole little group now. You can start to see where the shit's starting to not float but go to the bottom. So. Next up, we have the Colts going to Detroit. Now, this is a game where, like him earlier, I'm kind of iffy. I really think the Colts can put up some points against the Lions. If they can keep guys, like you were saying, what's his face in check?
Calvin Johnson.
Calvin Johnson, who has been lighting it the fuck up. I mean, there's just no getting around it. But I really think the Colts could put a game plan together, maybe catch the Lions napping, after... Because last week the Lions played the Texans I thought played them fairly well.
Like 2 weeks in a row they played Green Bay and Houston well.
But maybe they can catch the Colts in here. I mean, the Colts have a chance to make they're in the playoff hunts right now. I mean, they're in the picture, and I think that continues. Colts can put up points, period. So
yeah, the only aspect I worry about this game is Detroit's defense. They, other than the game against Green Bay, which now you can kind of look back and go, well, they didn't do great against the Giants either, but. Stafford's really come on now. You've got Calvin Johnson playing well. You got Titus Young, who didn't play last week.
Rested.
Yeah, but they've got options, so it's not all focused on Calvin Johnson. I like Detroit after 2 tough games that they easily could have won to really step up here and win this game and cover.
And next up we have the Broncos at home hosting the Bucs. The Bucs, one of the better offensive teams right now, played a dogfight against Atlanta and came up on the short end at home. Give me the Broncos at home, -7. I just got a sneaky feeling this one might actually get away from the Bucs with the Broncos defense at home. We're getting toward that playoff time. Look for Peyton Manning to just kind of take over this game, and they win this one by 7 just because it's on the road. If this was at Tampa, I'd give it to the Bucs, but since it's in Denver, I'm giving it to the Broncos -7.
Yeah, the thing about the Tampa Bay defense is that they do seem to give a lot of points to wide receivers, and so you've got to expect Peyton Manning's going to try and take advantage of that, and he probably will to some extent. But they have been playing some of the best football in the national, in the NFC at least, for several weeks now. So I'm going to stick with that. I'm going to ride them here. -7. Did I say I'm going to ride them?
I'm going to ride them.
Is there a theme to our show this week? I'm going to take Tampa Bay to cover +7 here.
And next up, we have the Chargers, 2.5-point dog on the road against the Bengals. The Bengals have been playing pretty well.
But they're at home.
Chargers are home, aren't they?
I thought you said the Chargers on the road.
Oh, the Chargers are at home. Yeah, they're on home. They're on home on the sheet. But they're 2.5-point dogs at home against the Bengals. Go ahead and give me the Bengals. The Chargers played a pretty good game against a Baltimore team whose offense I'm scared by right now. With the coming off the Pittsburgh game a few weeks ago, last week their offense was horrible. I mean, until the very end there, where they got lucky. Well, they didn't get lucky. They won the game at the end and then in overtime. Give me the Bengals on the road. I see a lot of A.J. Green. Phillip Rivers is not that good, and like you've been saying all year, this is probably Norv's last year. So.
The one thing about Baltimore is that on the road they're averaging like 17, 18 points a game, and then at home they're averaging like 36. So it's just one of their quirks playing on the road. I'm taking San Diego here. They've had some close games and lost, which is somewhat normal for them. But I expect that this game they can probably pull it out. So give me Chargers +2.5.
Next up, we got the Cowboys at home, hosting the beat up Eagles. Sportsbook.com right now has the Cowboys as a 10-point favorite, so that's what we're going off of. I've seen it at other places at 7. But give me the Eagles plus 10 on the road. The Cowboys at home, for some reason, just don't play that well. And with what I saw last week, even though they didn't win, I just think they can keep this within 10 points some way or somehow. And, you know, after what the Cowboys did last week, they're one of those freak-ass teams that they can either show up and score 50 on you, or they can get blown out by 27, which wouldn't surprise me either. So, but give me the Eagles right now, minus 10.
Yeah, the Cowboys haven't played well at home lately. Eagles haven't played well anywhere lately.
Period.
When I saw 3 defensive offsides, and
horrible.
Andy Reid just stood there and kind of looked at it, I mean, I would have been throwing crap. I'd have been hitting people, and he's just standing there like, yeah, I'm out the door. I wouldn't care less. After seeing something like that, and the amount of injuries now with Vick, McCoy, Jackson, they cut Babin, their best defensive end. I'm taking the Cowboys. The Eagles are just a wreck right now, so give me the Cowboys plus 100. I mean,
last but not least, we have a game that has no line yet anywhere. I could not find a line for the Steelers-Ravens game anywhere. Give me the Ravens, who are going to score 36 because they're at home. Against the Steelers, straight up. I mean, like I said, I can't find a line, but that's all we got right now.
Yeah, even if Roethlisberger plays, I would expect if Roethlisberger plays, it could be within a 7-point game. But otherwise, I'm taking Baltimore to win this game easily.
And your college picks.
College picks. All right, this is I guess what championship week, if you want to call it, for the college. UCLA rematch at Stanford. I like UCLA plus 9.5. TCU is at home against Oklahoma. Give me TCU plus 6.5. Alabama, Georgia in the SEC Championship. Really torn about this, but I'm going to take Alabama minus 7.5. Florida State is playing at Georgia Tech. Florida State minus 14.5. I like Florida State there. Nebraska's favored by 2.5 against Wisconsin. I'll take Nebraska in that rematch. And then also K-State at home against Texas. K-State's favored by 11.5. Give me K-State.
I hope Bama wins. I don't want to see Georgia against Notre Dame because I think Notre Dame. Yeah, it would lose some luster, but I also kind of want to see Bama get in there because I know there's a million Notre Dame fans out there. I think you guys would be in for a rude awakening.
I hate to say it, but I agree.
But that's all we got. A short, simple, sweet. I think we're under 15 minutes, which is amazing. So till week 14, I'm going to hopefully do a little bit better. And it scares me that we disagree on so many games. I don't know what's happened. I was doing really well. I've had like a 4-week. Yeah, but it just hits you right here.
Oh, and by the way, Beast Ballers in the Detroit League. 2-game winning streak. Hey, Devin.
And boom goes the dynamite, mother.
Boom goes the dynamite.
Oh, what happened?
What happened?
We'll see you guys next week.
All right.